Hey guys, welcome back to Flying Dutchman videos. My name is Rick, and well, this is part 2 of my Bioshock Infinite Let's Play. We've just arrived in Colombia and gotten a good view of what this city is all about, and it seems pretty idyllic so far. But as you can see, as you'll see in a bit, there's some nasty undercurrents underneath all of this. Homegrown apple pie Americana. So for now, we'll just do some sightseeing.
Colombian people, on the holy forgiveness of our dear Lady Comstock, our beloved mother of forgiveness.
I think this was like what the Irrational, or back then the 2K Boston guys wanted to do originally, like create an actual city or something that more resembled a city than what Rapture ended up being, and this is, I think, the actualization of that vision. As you can see, it's much more fleshed out as an actual like living city, like a place that's lived in. There's kinetoscopes dotted around the game where you can get tiny bits of background information.
Even the marigolds are still unplanted. All work which should have been done.
They're all silent movies, or more or less billed as silent movies, so don't expect too much from them. They also don't seem to end themselves, so you'll still have to press skip to get out of them. I've been told you can actually just steal shit without getting punished for it. I didn't do that in here, so do whatever you want. There might be some repercussions for it though, but not immediately, at least not in this part. There's no police to chase you, so.
Vox Populi that. Now what does Vox Populi even mean, for heaven's sake?
It's Latin.
I've basically just played the tourist in this part of the game. So very clever use of like bloom and occlusion to like give you that idea of a sun-kissed and radiant city.
After the victory at Wounded Knee, the Angel Columbia did present herself to Father Comstock and show him a vision of the future. And so our prophet led the people away from the Sodom below, up into the city, where they created an even more perfect union. But it was the miracle child, the Lamb, that is the future of our city. For the prophet had said that she in the tower will lead the Sodom below into righteousness.
All clear. Good luck at the raffle, folks.
Picking the right event to attend on a
I'm not sure that might be the guy that also voices Booker. Sounds like it, at least. Yeah, as you can just see, this like so much work went into designing architecture and period. I'd say period accurate, but like it's not, because it's a floating city, but authentic 1910s, 1920s architecture and design, like that whole sensibility is like very evident in this game, but only transposed on some like, I'd call it air punk or steampunkish kind of vibe. Another kinetoscope. you might imagine, this whole false shepherd thingy has some interesting gameplay and story implications for us. There's around I think 36 of these in the game. They might get counted with together with binoculars and stuff again, and lookouts that you can use. So we are on an honor system, and I should have tried this, but like I've not tried to steal anything from this store and see what happens. But like I wouldn't put it past irrational to actually make something happen if you do.
Would still go on, believe me, the world could show nothing to me. So what good would living do me?
As if we needed any more confirmation that all is right in Colombia, we also get a barbershop quartet.
Would you care for a boutonniere? We're raising money for the Girls' Patriotic League.
Maybe next time.
You'd look dashing with one in your lapel. Come back if you change your mind.
These voxophones are small diaries recorded by important characters in the game that give you some background information as to their motivations and general universe feel, which is pretty interesting.
That swimmer is both sinner and saint until he is revealed unto the eyes of man.
Further on in the game, like about 20 minutes from now, for some reason my copy developed some issues, and it turned out I was missing about 2 gigabytes of files, at least according to Steam, and that ended up with me having to run check disk, which is and one of the things that translated into in the game was that the voxophones didn't work correctly. I've cut that bit out, so you shouldn't notice too much of that, but there might be some voxophones you're looking for, and which I have in my video, but or which I have collected but don't play. So don't worry about that. You can always press O and go into what they call the gameplay menu, I think, and play them from there. So even if you have one of your own voxophones you found on your own, you can and you want to replay them, you can always go back to there and do it from there. As this is still a Bioshock game, there's I believe I said this in the previous video, there's
that's what he said I'd find her.
There's money and food and all kinds of stuff everywhere.
Telegram for you, sir.
DeWitt, stop. Do not alert Comstock to your presence. Stop. Whatever you do, do not pick number 77. Stop. Lutess.
This Lutess figure, if you paid attention to the opening scene of the game, also wrote something on transdimensional travel, and is also I think that's been shown yet, but I'll tell you anyway. There's apparently the inventor that made this city work, that designed the levitation system that makes this city possible. So there's a very interesting implication in that she's actually somehow helping you along or getting you to Elizabeth. So she figures into the game in a way other than you'd expect. She's apparently not, well, it's implied she's not the hardcore ideologue or religious and nationalist nut people like Comstock might be. Don't believe I've met her yet. By now I'm like a couple of hours into the game, so she might be a late game reveal, but nonetheless it should be very interesting to see how she figures into the story.
Look at her. Ain't she some kind of beauty.
That giant statue of the angel is actually a place where we'll go in about an hour and a half or so.
Hello there, friend.
And he has asked Mr. Jeremiah Fink to bring to you these amazing wonders. Praise be to our prophet, and praise be to our fair city. If I told you a man could shoot lightning from his fingers now, would you believe me? If I told you a man could hoist a 1-ton stallion straight into the air, would you believe me? Well, friends, I am here today to tell. Those are no flights of fancy. Those are no tall tales told behind the pool hall. No, sir, no, ma'am. Those are vigors I'm talking about. Brought to you courtesy of Mr. Jeremiah.
So far there's been no explanation whatsoever about or like in-universe justification as like for these vigors as there was in Bioshock or the original Bioshock for the plasmids. It's probably something to do with quantum mechanics and it's probably got something to do with this Lutece figure anyway.
To bring to you these amazing wonders. Praise be to our prophet, and praise be to our fair city.
All of them feeling blue.
Looks like all Jimmy's friends are jealous because Jimmy's dad gave him a pack of minor victory. The only brand designed especially for kids. Cigarettes for kids, yeah, that's responsible parenting choice.
Young sir, young miss, roll up and try the amazing power of bucking bronco.
As you can see, the game ran a bit choppy.
Give it a shot.
Like that seems to be a consequence of missing about 2 gigs of files. It did improve later on, as you'll notice in later videos when we get there. These little stalls give you opportunity to like try out a couple of these vigors sometime before you actually get to them. Like bucking broncos, something you'll not get for a while. Not quite sure why a horse-themed vigor would involve biting teeth coming down on your victim, but vending machine, as in the older Bioshocks, these are the places where you'll get your well. I've not had a real shortage of ammunition in general yet, but these are the places where you'll get your supplies, your ammunition, and your vigor supplies.
Well, here's a brave fellow. Now, shoot the box when they appear, get it up, and you'll win a prize. I'll even throw in a bonus if you bag the anarchist Daisy Fitzroy. Another shot, right on the money. A natural gunslinger. You're almost there. Wine show. The anarchist Fitzroy. Quickly now. A big end for that fighter. Well done, sir. A natural gunslinger. Well done, sir. Wine show.
That was easy enough. It's a good way to win some cash.
You, sir, shall be richly rewarded.
These handyman seem to be Infinite's replacement for the Big Daddy. Not actually fought them yet, so I don't know what they do and what they're capable of, but they seem to be in the same class.
Come on down and see the amazing handyman. Is he man?
seen anything like it?
They look so sad.
Have you ever lost a penny to a vending machine? Has a pay telephone ever refused to connect you with a beloved spouse? Well, it's time to take back control from the men of metal. With possession, you are the master. You will bend any machine to your will.
Give me one of those.
With just a whisper, they're all ears.
Okay, that sales girl is flooding it up a bit, but I'd be a bit freaked out if I bought a drink from someone and this happened. Seems very seems very absinthe, but okay. You'll get like little cutscenes like this for each figure you find that kind of explains what happens when you use it. Each figure has two uses. Or I think most figures have two uses, I should say. One is direct attack, and another one is a trap ability. I guess like maybe a trap, like calling it a trap ability would be, well, it is a trap because it gets triggered, but it's more an area of effect spell, as in like for example the Bucking Bronco one. If you like charge it for a while, it gets turned into the trap version. If you place it on the ground, it'll like punch up enemies into the air, like a bunch of enemies instead of only one, which happens if you use it regularly, like don't charge it at all. So I walked around a bit to see if I could find any collectibles in here, but the if you don't like, I don't think there's anything here. So if you want, you can just walk over to the vending, not the vending machine, the ticket machine, which is on the electric fence behind the or the electric gate behind the sales girl, and use your spell or your vigor on that one and progress through this area.
Dogs, Colombia's finest, worth every cent. Have you used one yet?
Oh my.
Dirty boxer at it again. See them villains zipping around, spreading their lies and dissent. Fear not. I got
Still available to all citizens of Colombia.
Electrical horses. Yeah, so if you've heard some of the background VO by now, you like it's not all sunshine up here. There's some very jingoistic and irritant, well, not irritant, it's jingoistic and exclusionist undercurrent present in Colombia.
Your spot at the Raffle awaits. Don't know why I didn't recognize you before. On.
These two are common, no, I won't say common, but a regular occurrence in the game, and they seem to figure into the plot
heads
in some very weird way.
I never find that as satisfying as I'd imagined.
Chin up. There's always next time.
I suppose
They sound an awful lot like the duo that was with you in the rowing boat in the opening scene of the game, so they might be connected with this Lutece woman. Maybe the girl is actually Lutece, we don't know yet. She seems to be closely related at any rate. You can actually use your vigors on the vending machines. In the case of this one, it gives you some money. Like, it doesn't change the prices, which is a bit weird, considering it's supposed to get machines and enemies on your side. It just only gives you some silver eagles, but it doesn't actually change the prices for you. So, depending on if you need some cash, it might be a handy way to operate. But if you're not looking for cash, I would say it's not worth the salt reserve you use up to use the spell. So just from here, just follow the sound of the singing, which gets you to the event where you need to go.
We gotta have the best.
Madam Lutece, I have read all your books on the sciences. Mama says it's not a fit occupation for a lady, but I think she's jealous of our cleverness. Is it true that only you are allowed to visit the girl in the tower? If the lamb is lonely too, I should like to meet her, as we would have much in common. Warmest regards, Constance.
What the...
I don't think it's actually explained what the AD mark means, but as you might guess, it's not going to do us any favors in the next couple of minutes. So this Fink guy seems to be Columbia's batshit religious version of Tony Stark. Also a bit of a laissez-faire slave driver. They do that, like they do that story bit rather ham-fisted, and we'll get to that when we get to that. But it's not important for now. Just something to keep in the back of your mind, that like most of these major characters in the game are flawed in some way. It's not a black and white morality. The Vox Populi you've heard about are not necessarily the good guys in this. Even though the more we know about the current regime in Colombia, the more distasteful it seems to us. But
sorry, no sale.
Silly. There's never a charge for the raffle. You've been sleeping under a rock?
77.
77. That's a lucky number. I'll be rooting for you.
Bring me the bowl! Is that not the prettiest young white girl in all of Colombia?
so yeah, slowly we begin to discover Colombia might be a tad racist.
Number 77!
Oh, what do you know?
Over here, he's the winner!
Number 77, come and claim your prize! First round!
Apparently they have something against mixed race couples. And it's up to us what happens next, or at least to some degree.
Please, what are you doing? Come on!
Depending on what choice we make now.
You're taking your coffee black these days. Oh, looks like we've got a shy one here.
Bitch.
Wait! It's him!
Now, where'd you get that brand, boy? Don't you know that makes you the
So, on that cliffhanger, I'll leave you guys. Please join me for the next video, and I'll see you guys later. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and until the next video. Later.